At StartupHakk, we love training software developers and building custom software solutions for companies. And so I do a lot of work as a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership experience and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So today we're diving into the epic showdown between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to get super far into the politics. All I'm really caring about for this is their focus on influence on the tech industry. So this is going to be an interesting one, so let's dive in. All right, so I want to show you some of these charts to kind of dive into this a little bit. And this fall, there's going to be an epic showdown between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So I'm going to start off by showing you these graphs here. And let me see if I can get these pulled up here. So kind of wanted to show these. So in 2008, the Forbes top 10 richest people, let me get this a little bit bigger here. Wealth in $1 billion, right? 10 richest people: Buffett, Helu, Gates, Mattel, et cetera, right? So these are the top 10 richest people in 2008 when Barack Obama became president of the United States. Now, let's fast forward to today. Top 10 richest people today. So you've got Arnault, which is definitely not tech, but you've got Musk, definitely tech, Bezos, we'll argue tech for the sake of this one today. Zuckerberg, Ellison, Buffett's still in there, Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, and Larry Page. Oh, my head's in the way. You can't see Larry Page. So Larry Page, and so this is an interesting chart as we look at 2024. Now, as money always has it, it does shape up politics. You can argue however you want, but at the end of the day, money does shape politics. And so I think what we're going to see coming into this fall is that as we see that money has taken this front row seat, it always takes a front row seat into politics. This fall is not going to be any different, and where the money is in tech. Now, in the last, even this week, as we've seen, historic drops in the market, you've seen the Magnificent Seven get absolutely pummeled this week, right? But in 2008, only one of the world's richest, top 10 richest people made money in tech, and he'd already quit to run his philanthropic, I can't say that, organization. In 2024, 7 of the world's 10 richest people are American entrepreneurs. So that's 7 of them. So not only will there be money, but nowadays the people also have huge followings. They also get a lot of attention. But not only that, it's hard to argue that these people aren't going to influence the election when you talk about people like Elon Musk running X, Zuckerberg running all the Meta platforms, Ellison and Page running Google, right? And then you've got, I don't think Ballmer has much effect, or I'm not sure how much effect Gates has over Microsoft anymore, but, you can argue he's, on the board. And then Bezos on Amazon, right? So these people are going to steer a lot of the policy. I believe that they're affecting a lot of the policy. Now, jump back over to the camera here again. So you can see here that according to the latest, betting odds, Donald Trump has about a 57%. Kamala Harris has definitely gained some ground. Implied with probability is 57%, 47. You can see implied win probability 62-47. Here's another one that betting odds definitely in favor of Trump. Now, as you look at these numbers and as we look at this, again, not trying to dive into the politics. I'm not saying whether I'm pro or against. I think it's probably, I'm generally conservative just because of my financial stance as well as for social stances. But ultimately, regardless of that, I want to talk about the effect of tech on these two candidates. So Donald Trump is gearing up to keep his iron grip on the tech industry. With his knack for turning everything into a spectacle, Trump's approach to tech is absolutely no different. He's all about boosting innovation and cutting through the red tape. You can bet your last line of code that he'll push for fewer regulations and more freedom for tech giants to do their thing. This could mean a surge in new technology and startups. However, this free-for-all approach might also lead to some Wild West scenarios in the tech world. And with AI on the scene, that's going to be kind of interesting. Now, Harris's tech vision, Kamala Harris, on the other hand, she has been very different vision for tech. She's all about ensuring that technology serves the people, not just the pockets of Silicon Valley billionaires. Kamala is likely to push for more regulations to protect user privacy and promote fair competition. While this sounds great in theory, have you ever seen the government do any of that well? Again, my bias might show, but I certainly haven't. So it could definitely slow down innovation and create more hoops for developers to jump through, not to mention actually end up impeding small businesses. So our policies might resonate with those who value ethical tech practices over rapid growth. Now, when it comes to AI, artificial intelligence is really new in this battleground, and both candidates have strong opinions. Trump sees AI as a way to make America great again. Think more automation, more efficiency, and of course, more tweets. Harris, however, is concerned about the ethical implications of AI. She wants to ensure that AI development includes divisive perspectives and prevent bias. This could mean more comprehensive guidelines for AI development, which will definitely slow things down, overall. Definitely regulations slow down innovation. That's been true over and over again, and we've seen that all the time. And I would love for somebody to try to prove me wrong on that. And again, I love getting comments, so make sure you leave a comment, even if it's just to say hi. I love to get comments and to discuss. I'm not, above admitting when I'm wrong, but this is, I'm trying to bring you guys the best information that I can. So, do you remember the whole net neutrality debate? Well, it's back again, and this time it's more fierce than ever. Trump is likely to continue his stance against net neutrality, arguing that it stifles innovation and investment. Kamala, however, is a staunch supporter of net neutrality, believing it's essential for free and open internet. For developers, this battle could determine how data is prioritized and how accessible various online services will be. It's a classic case of speed versus equality, and the outcome will significantly impact the tech landscape. Now, big tech companies are in the crosshairs, with both candidates eyeing different strategies. And obviously today we saw, a ruling coming down against Google for antitrust. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm not going to dive into that a lot today. I actually have a live prepared for that first thing tomorrow morning. So make sure you tune in then and listen up, or you can go back and check it out on my channel, because I always post my lives out on my channel. So they're both eyeing different strategies. Trump's approach is definitely more laissez-faire, allowing big tech companies to grow without interference. Kamala, on the other hand, wants to hold these tech giants accountable, ensuring that they don't abuse their power. Now, that sounds good in theory, but again, if you want to quote Ronald Reagan, the worst words are, "We're the government and we're here to help," right? So this could lead to more antitrust actions and stricter regulations. For developers, the future of tech will shape the tools, platforms, and ecosystems they rely on. So whether you prefer freedom freedom to innovate, or the protection against monopolistic practices, and it'll depend on who you side with. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity, because this is crucial, right? Cybersecurity is really the new modern warfare, and both candidates have plans to strengthen it, but obviously in very different ways, as usual. So Trump is likely to boost military and corporate cybersecurity measures, focusing on national security and big business. Harris, meanwhile, will likely emphasize consumer protection, ensuring that everyday users are safeguarded against cyber threats, trying to do this with regulation. This divergence means developers will need to balance between building secure products and navigating varying regulation demands. So cybersecurity will remain a top priority, but the focus here will be totally different. And I know cybersecurity firms are really eyeing which candidate they think is going to win this fall, because how they're going to attack the cybersecurity front is going to be totally different based on the candidate. Now, as far as tech education and the workforce, both candidates recognize the importance of technical education, but again, surprise, they have different approaches. Trump might push for more private sector involvement, i.e. he's pro-business, encouraging tech giants to invest in training programs. Kamala is likely to advocate for government-funded initiatives so that the government can hand out more money and waste more money. Sorry, my bias showed a little bit there, but it's mostly just against anti-government. That's really my biggest thing. I think there's very few government organizations that are efficient, and I think we've seen this time and time again, especially when it comes to tech. At any rate, for developers, this means potential changes in how tech education is delivered and who gets it. Investing in your own continuous learning will be crucial no matter who wins. So make sure you stay tuned to our channel here, because here at StartupHakk, we have some really exciting announcements coming after Labor Day. We're going to hold it on our hats until after Labor Day, so make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're going to bring it to you. It's going to be super exciting. I'm really excited to get into it, but we got to stay covert for right now. But we'll get there. So climate tech. Let's talk about climate green versus grandiose. So climate tech is another battleground with Harris pushing for green technology innovations to combat climate change. Trump, however, focuses on more infrastructure projects than incorporating tech in ways that boost the economy. For developers, this could mean a shift in focusing that depends on who takes the reins, either towards sustainable technologies or massive tech-driven infrastructure projects. Both paths offer exciting opportunities, but they cater to a very different approach and vision of the future. Now, let's dig into social media, right? Social media regulations is a super hot topic. And as we get into this political, as we get closer and closer to the election, what's going to happen with social media is on everybody's mind. I know everybody has those people on social media that this time of year or this time of every 4 years, they like to just kind of avoid on social media. But it's definitely a hot topic when it comes to how social media is going to interact and how we think that we'll see that weigh in with the various candidates. So Kamala is likely to push for more straightforward controls to prevent misinformation and abuse. Trump, who's known for his prolific use of social media, might resist these controls, advocating for more freedom of speech online. For developers, this could affect how social media platforms operate and how content is moderated. Also, as you get into trying to moderate some of these platforms, some of them could start to encroach onto platforms and things that developers are making. So, balancing freedom of expression with responsible content management is going to be a really big critical issue this fall. Now, the overall tech ecosystem is going to be largely shaped by who wins. I think we're going to see that. I think we'll see it economically. I think we'll see some policies that will differ. So Trump's policies might create a more dynamic, less regulated environment, fostering rapid innovation and potentially leading to more significant tech advances, not to mention a rush on the market. Harris's approach could create a more controlled and ethical and user-centric tech landscape. Again, I'm being super high level and very generic here. But for developers, this means that we've got to be able to be willing to adapt to the prevailing political winds and find ways to thrive in either scenario. The tech world is always evolving, and we need to be able to stay adaptable. So, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't really want to get into arguments online as far as the particular candidates, but I am really curious to hear your take on what you think the various candidates are going to do regarding the tech landscape and what they could do with tech if they would win. So would love to hear your thoughts on it. Again, want really good, intelligent comments. I've kind of tried to stay out of the political fray a little bit. Not that I'm afraid of, a good, healthy debate politically as well as otherwise. But in this case, this channel is about technology, and I really want to make sure that, particularly around development, and I really just kind of want to see what everybody thinks is going to happen with the different candidates. So here at StartupHakk, love getting your comments. I answer every one of them personally. It's honestly one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning, and then I try to answer them as I can throughout the day. But we love when you leave a comment. So make sure you like and subscribe so you get all my videos. Here at StartupHakk, we love to train software developers in our coding boot camps and to build custom software solutions. So reach out because we'd like to help. And make sure you hit the link down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because we bring you lots of great tutorials and tips that every developer should know. See you next time.